good fella. Yeah. God protect me, I was born a sinner. Yeah. I could lose it all, but I was born a winner. Yeah, back to back with them all. I've been gassing and dugging the law, and I never wanna sit with y'all. I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. I'm tryna do better. Yeah. I watch for the people with the vendettas. Yeah. I listen to mama, she say never settle. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel, fucking with the mob life. It's the mob life, and mob ties with the mob life. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. You wanna see us crash and burn. When you take a L, that's just how you learn. You're stupid. When you've been through it, you gotta stand firm. Protect your name and just keep your word. Back to back with them all. I've been gassing and dugging the law, and I never wanna sit with y'all. I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. Baby, I'm a trendsetter. I'm tryna take this to a whole nother level. Fly shit on me, I've been flocking with the fellas. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel, fucking with the mob life. It's the mob life, and mob ties with the mob life. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Like Margiela, yeah. I ride with the mob just like a good fella. Yeah. God protect me, I was born a sinner. Yeah. I could lose it all, but I was born a winner. Yeah, back to back with them all. I've been gassing and dugging the law, and I never wanna sit with y'all. I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. I'm tryna do better. I watch for the people with the vendettas. I listen to mama, she say never settle. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel, fucking with the mob life. It's the mob life, and mob ties with the mob life. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. You wanna see us crash and burn. When you take a L, that's just how you learn. You're stupid. When you've been through it, you gotta stand firm. Protect your name and just keep your word. To back with them all. I've been gassing and dugging the law, and I never wanna sit with y'all. I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. Baby, I'm a trendsetter. I'm tryna take this to a whole nother level. Fly shit on me, I've been flocking with the fellas. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel, fucking with the mob life. It's the mob life, and mob ties with the mob life. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Gas like Margiela. I ride with the mob just like a good fella. God protect me, I was born a sinner. I could lose it all, but I was born a winner. Back to back with the mob. I've been gassing and dugging the law, and I never wanna sit with y'all. I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. I'm tryna do better. I watch for the people with the vendettas. I listen to mama, she say never settle. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel, fucking with the mob life. It's the mob life, and mob ties with the mob life. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Wanna see us crash and burn. When you take an L, that's just how you learn. You're stupid. When you've been through it, you gotta stand firm. Protect your name and just keep your word. Back to back with the mob. I've been gassing and dugging the law, and I never wanna sit with y'all. I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. Baby, I'm a trendsetter. I'm tryna take this to a whole nother level. Fly shit on me, I've been flocking with the feathers. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel, fucking with the mob life. It's the mob life, and mob ties with the mob life. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Gas like Margiela. I ride with the mob just like a good fella. God protect me, I was born a sinner. I could lose it all, but I was born a winner. Back to back with the mob. I've been gassing and dugging the law, and I never wanna sit with y'all. I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. I'm tryna do better. I watch for the people with the vendettas. I listen to mama, she say never settle. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel, fucking with the mob life.
Testing.
It's the mob life, and mob ties with the mob life. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. You wanna see us crash and burn. When you take an L, that's just how you learn. You're stupid. When you've been through it, you gotta stand firm. Protect your name and just keep your word. Back to back with the mob. I've been gassing and dugging the law, and I never wanna sit with y'all. I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. Baby, I'm a trendsetter. I'm tryna take this to a whole nother level. Fly shit on me, I've been flocking with the feathers. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel, fucking with the mob life. It's the mob life, and mob ties with the mob life. Suited and we booted,
Okay. Hello to everyone who's joined the stream. Looking forward to an amazing trading session. Today's session will probably be for 1.5 hours, but for 2 hours. So I want to do the first 2 hours of the London session. So in a few, I'll just break down the current pairs that I have on watch for this London session. And give you my forecast for the entire London session. So although we are trading live for 2 hours, the first 2 hours, I will be active in the markets the entire day. Now later on, I might do another 2 hours of the New York session for 1 hour, but I do have some work I need to work on the Discord. So a lot of the time, those of you who want to trade with me for the entire day, that will be available in the private Discord community. Anyway, hello Frederick. So these are on the right here. These are the pairs that I do trade, but on watch for today is GJ, pound JPY, gold, silver, the NAS, and the JP225 or the Nikkei. So for the currencies today, especially the dollar denominated pairs, I think we need a little bit more development. I could see that the dollar index was in some really messy price action, so we'll need a little bit more development. But I'm just going to break down the trades for the markets for you, so in a few, so just be a little bit patient and we'll get to it. What pairs do you guys have on watch for today's session? I think we're going to get a very different market during the New York session today, especially the currencies. You need to give them a little bit of time so that you can get clearer price action. But as I've said, for today's London session, I'm looking at GJ, gold, silver, NAS 100, and the Nikkei of the JP225. So the good thing is that we don't have any high impact news coming out. We had one high impact news on pound. So today is on Tuesday, the 21st of July at 7 a.m. Now this is based on London time, so this was at 9 a.m. Kenyan time. We had the Plymouth count change. Now this is a high impact news, but not something that will concern me in today's trading session. Yesterday we had a bank holiday, and that is why I did not trade, and neither did I stream. So yesterday on Monday we had a bank holiday in Japan. So for me, whenever I have a bank holiday either in Japan or in the US, I avoid trading the markets. What's up, Mash? Been a while. So let me just quickly break down the pairs that I have on watch, or sort of give you like a market forecast on these particular pairs. So I will start with the indices and commodities because you have very similar price action. So on gold, I'm looking for shorts today, although we have a market that is trending upwards. And the main reason I'm looking for shorts is, as I usually say, I like to buy when the market is low and sell when the market is high. So for me, the ideal buying area for me would have been around this push, this pullback, after we got outside of this consolidation. This initial push is what I really aim for, to get long entries. If you are pushing upwards, I'm looking for longs on that pullback after that initial push, because in this instance, you are getting in at low prices and you have the chance to ride the entire wave. Now, you can see that the market has trended upwards for quite a while. Now, for those of you who are new to the streams, I based my analysis purely on price action and market structure. So we know that market moves in cycles, so we usually have a trending market followed by some sort of a consolidation, which some may refer to as a distribution, but based on their Wyckoff cycles, we have a distribution after we get an uptrend, and then after the distribution and the buyers have been exhausted, we get into a downtrend, which then terminates with a consolidation in the form of an accumulation. So for now, because we've been trending upwards for quite a while, and this was a move during the Asian session. This was a push during the Asian session, and I normally don't trade the Asian session. I only trade the London and the New York session. So right now, what I'm looking for on gold, I'll still want to see price pushing a little bit higher before I can start to look for shorts. So ideally, what I'd like to see on gold is after this pullback that we're now in, we get continuation of momentum, break that high, and then we got some sort of an ascending channel before we get selling pressure coming into the market. So we still need a little bit more time for this pair to develop. Now, alternatively, we might push upwards. Might continue the push to the upside, and then we settle into some form of a range or a consolidation at the top, which is what is referred to as the distribution in the Wyckoff cycles before we get the selling pressure. So for gold, I still want to see price pushing a little bit higher before I can start to look for signs of exhaustion. At this point in time, although I'm saying that I'm looking for shorts on gold, we still have a lot of selling pressure, so we have to wait to see signs of exhaustion in the buyers in the market before we can start to look for sellers to get into to take control of the market. Overall market structure is longs, continuation to 41.03. Okay. So I guess you're looking at it from the higher time frames, but I'll get back to that in a few. As I've said, I'm waiting to see if I can continue pushing higher. Now remember, I'm placing all my trades on the 5-minute chart. So on the 5-minute time frame, so my cycles, I'm looking to get into my cycles in and out within, just based on the 5 minutes. So now if price continues to push her, I'm still okay with it. I won't be taking longs unless we can get, if right now we get some distribution here or a consolidation, market ranges for a while, and then we push upwards impulsively, then that will be the scenario in which I'll be looking to take longs. Now the other pair I have on watch is silver. Now, I rarely get to place trades on silver, but the price action on gold and silver is very correlated. You can see it's exactly, we've just been pushing upwards through the entire Asian session. And just like in gold, I'm looking to see if we can get continuation. Now, I could be looking for long entries at this point. I can get the setup right now in and around this time, but as I've said, I'm looking to get involved. I don't want to get involved when the market has trended for this long, because even if price continues to push upwards, we are more prone to get deeper pullbacks after market has trended for this long. We've had different legs in this push, so we might get a deeper pullbacks here. So if I take a long, and the way I like to set up my stops, I will be very easily tagged out before price continues to push higher. So just like in gold, I'm waiting to see price continue to push higher, then I'm going to look for signs of exhaustion of the buying pressure and wait for sellers to show commitment before I can look for shorts. So with this, I'm just waiting. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. Now on the NAS 100, I'm also looking for shorts. Now I've come to found out that the gold silver really move in correlation, but also sometimes you can get the NAS also moving in the same direction. So we're also pushing upwards, and as I've said, I like to get involved with shorts, with buys when the market is low. So my area for buying would have been in these areas over here. In this, once we've trended for quite a while, it becomes a little bit tricky. And just like in gold and silver, I'm looking for shorts, but in this instance, we might get the shorts, the selling pressure or the sellers taking control of the market a little bit earlier than in gold and silver. In fact, let me just check something quick. So right now we are breaking this low, which is of interest to me with this candle. So for those of you who've been watching the lives, you know I like to see a lot of strength breaking the areas of interest, my pivot lows and my pivot highs. So as I've said, we might still continue pushing upwards, and then we get so we might push upwards and then we get the descending, we get the ascending nature before we get the sell-offs. But even right now, I'm waiting to see if we can break this low with two very strong bearish candles to confirm to me that we have sellers taking control of the market and the buying pressure has been exhausted. But I'm not sure we're going to get that right now. But as I've said, on the NAS, I'm looking for shorts. And on the JP225, I'm also looking for shorts. So for today on the indices and commodities, I'm looking for shorts. Right now, we've also broken this. I'm looking to see if we can get strong selling pressure any moment from now. If we continue pushing higher, we get some sort of a consolidation at the top before we get selling pressure, strong selling pressure. Then I'll start to look for sales. So today is a day for shorts. I have a short bias on actually all these pairs. On GJ, I'm also looking for shorts. It's a strange day because every setup I'm looking for is sells. Now, as I said, if we get contrary price action, if we get some sort of a consolidation for a while, maybe during this first hour of the London, If we get some sort of a consolidation, then we get continuation of the push to the upside with a lot of buying pressure, then I'll look for longs in that instance. But for now, I'm looking for shorts, and just like in the other pairs that I've talked about or just broken down, also in this pair, you can see we're already starting to get wicks, the top here. So if we push, get into some sort of ascending channel or ascending nature where we are breaking highs and retracing, this is normally an indication that the buying pressure is getting exhausted. Then if you see sort of strong selling pressure coming out of such a price action, then that's normally a sign that we might get a reversal in the trend. So that's what I'm looking for on these particular pairs. I'd be interested to know what pairs you guys have on watch. So let me just get to that gold. So you're saying that you are looking at seeing if prices can push to 41.30. Let me just look at what maybe you're looking at the higher time frames. But if you're looking even on the 1 hour, this area, we have some potential area of support of resistance here. So you're saying you're looking to get to 41.30. So that will be this level. We might continue the push because this is really sustained buying pressure, but that's fine. For me, as I've said, I'm looking to see if we can get a little bit more price development. So if we continue pushing higher, we get to those levels and we get the signs of exhaustion that I'm looking for, I'll be looking to start to short the market at that area. But for me, it's all about looking at the price action, because it is with this price action that I'm able to see what different people are doing in the market. So right now I can see we have buyers, we have strong buying pressure, meaning we have more buyers than sellers in the market. We're getting the pullback, and as I said, we are more likely to start getting deeper pullbacks after market has pushed upwards for quite a while. That's why I'm not looking to take longs at this moment in time. So because we're getting this deep pullback, we might now settle into some sort of a consolidation here before we push upwards or we start the sell-off. It's just about having different probabilities and seeing which one is going to play out. Mash, what are you looking for today in the market? What pairs do you have? For those who are in the stream, what pairs do you guys have on watch? I like the fact that we don't have corrective markets today. We've had a trending market during the Asian session. Let's hope we can get another trending market we can get other trends during the London and the New York session. Now, as I normally say, it's not a must that I will take a trade during this session or even today. Sometimes you just have to stay out, but it does not mean that we are not actively looking for trades in the market. We just don't force trades. Capital preservation, my friends. Hello Eugene, welcome to the stream. Today we are looking for shorts on gold, silver, the NAS, and the Nikkei, as well as the pound JPY. I've already broken down the price action and the reasons why I'm looking for shorts. So you can just go back in time. You can just go back a little, and in case you're interested in knowing the breakdown for the particular pairs. Gold has been wild this year, especially these last 3 months. Like it's very difficult to get trades on gold and silver. But generally we've had corrective markets over the last maybe like 1.5 months to 2 months. What pairs do you have on watch today? I'd like to know the pairs that you guys have on watch for today's London session, and what bias do you have? Are you looking for longs? Are you looking for shorts? As I've said, today it's a very weird day for me because all the pairs that I'm looking at, I'm looking for shorts. I'm not looking for buys today unless you get contradictory price action, as I've said. Thanks for joining the stream. Hopefully this is the first of many. Where are you guys joining us from, by the way? Or rather joining me from? Hopefully today we can get some wins, some W's on the stream. Now the good thing about this week is that we are done with the days in which I won't be trading. As I've said, on Monday we had the bank holiday in Japan, so I wasn't taking any trades. But I've already looked at the economic calendar for the entire week, and it pretty is a really clear week for us to trade the markets. Now, as always, we have to be aware of what Trump is going to announce any time of the day, because it really does move the markets nowadays. Hopefully you just don't end up on the wrong side of the move. Nairobi, I'm in LD. I'm feeling really good today after today's morning run. Now by the way, I'm actually shooting a mini vlog today as I'm doing this live stream session, and I do intend to edit the vlog and post it today. So I don't know what start of the day you guys had, but for me it was a really good great start to the day with a run after a very long time. So I'm really ready to feel so refreshed and energized. What pairs do you guys have on watch for today's today's London session? I've already broken down the pairs that I do have on watch, but in case you have a pair that you want me to look at, you can also let me know. And by the way, which strategy do you use to trade? Are you SCT concept traders? You know that's the most popular trading strategy or system out there. Last week I took some L's, but hopefully this week we're going to recover that loss and get into some really good wins. Now, with the current market conditions that we have right now, and with the war going on in Iran, I'm only focusing on the highest probability setups. I don't want to take trades in which I'm 50-50. No, I have to be 100% about the setup of the trade. And this doesn't mean that if I'm 100% convinced with the setup, that should play out that way. But as traders, we have to focus on high probability setups, especially during such times. There are some losses I took that I should not have taken if I had just focused on a little bit more on high probability setups. And that's the good thing about doing your own advanced self-review at the end of the day or at the end of the week, so that you can see if there was something amiss with any of the trades that you took. And I actually realized there's something missing, something slightly off with a trade I took on gold. I think it was last week but one. And so now I won't make the same mistake again. So it's always important to journal your trades and do an advanced self-review. I do have a trade journal in case you're interested in, if you don't have a trade journal, I do have actually it's a free trade journal on Notion. You can just check. I think it's in the description box. If it's not, then there is a video in which I've done a very short one where I just show you how I journal my trades, and the link is in the description of that video. Did you guys trade yesterday? So let me just take a quick look at what's happening. We still need more time. Normally the first hour of the London session is a little bit slow at times. If you don't get that initial push just at the start of the session, then the first hour I've noticed nowadays is a little bit slow. But anything can change at any moment. So with the NAS, we are starting to get some selling pressure, but here's the thing. I only want to see very, very, very strong selling pressure coming from this pivot low. So what do I mean? I want to see very strong bearish candles. Now, for those who don't know, the red candles are the bearish candles and the light blue candles are the bullish candles. Now, the size of the candle shows you the strength of the selling pressure inside that 5-minute candle, if it's the 5-minute you're looking at. And it's important that you look at the size of the candles when trying to gauge the imbalance in buying and selling pressure, and trying to see if the push you're looking for is impulsive or not. Now, this is not an impulsive push, but I'm still waiting to see if we can get the strong bearish candle. If we get a very strong bearish candle right now, taking us lower with a strong close, then I'll start to look for shots of the pullback. But for now, we'll have to wait for that strong bearish candle. Now, if we start to get some selling pressure, then as I've said, we're still going to push upwards, and I'm going to wait for signs of exhaustion before I again start to look for the selling pressure, strong selling pressure to kick into the market. Oh, I did 4.5 kilometers here in high altitude areas, which is, by the way, way more difficult than going for a run in Nai. I also did not take trades yesterday. Yesterday we had a bank holiday in Japan. Let me just show you quickly. So I normally use Forex Factory just to get the news, to see what high impact news is coming out. So you can see here we had the bank holiday in Japan, and Japan is a major player in the financial market. So if there's a bank holiday, it means there's reduced liquidity or reduced volume of activity in the market. So that's probably why there was no clear movement. I normally don't take trades whenever we have a bank holiday in Japan and whenever we have a bank holiday in the US. Those are two very important players in the financial markets to ignore such bank holidays. As you can see, it's always important to wait for the confirmation with strong selling candles. You can see we're already starting to get some buyers at these levels. So we might continue pushing higher as I'd anticipated. Then we start to look for signs of exhaustion before we start to look for shorts. What pair are you looking at today, by the way, and what pairs do you trade? I know it might be strange for some people to see me trading all these pairs, but as you can see, it's really easy for me to just do my analysis in the morning, filter out the pairs that I can have on watch for that particular session. Then I can reassess maybe after 3 hours to see if we've gotten a little bit more development. And so it's pretty easy for me to manage going through all these trades, because I only need a quick glance at the charts just to quickly form a bias. And once I have my pairs that I have on watch, I focus on them. As I've said, until maybe after 2 hours, I can look and see if we've gotten any, or maybe after 1 hour, I can look, just a quick look at the other pairs to see if there's any contradictory price action or recent developments. So let me even just take a quick look at Euro USD, not yet. Now, the DXY is going to determine a lot what's going to happen on the USD pairs. So I prefer to look at the price action on the DXY to see if I can now start to look for opportunities on the dollar denominated pairs. But for now, let's just stick to the pairs that we have on watch. Now, We are starting to see the price action that I was expecting on gold and silver. Price to continue pushing higher before you can get signs of exhaustion. So even though we are still pushing higher, I'm not looking to get involved with the longs on gold and silver. That was silver, this is gold. But I want to see if you can get, I'm still looking to see if I can get strong selling pressure, a strong bearish candle, to see if I can now start to look for shorts on the NAS. But from what I'm seeing, it looks like either we are going to get into a consolidation here, or we're going to continue pushing upwards. Then you can start to look for signs of exhaustions. Then you can look for shorts. Normally I don't know about you guys, but Monday, Tuesdays are really not that, I would say that I get my most profitable days on Monday and Tuesday. The most active days in which I normally see a lot of price movement that I can take advantage of is during Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday and maybe Wednesday. But also on Monday and Tuesday, it does not mean that I sit out. I still look for opportunities. If they don't present themselves, then it's fine. I will not take any trades. But if they do, I take the trades. I don't have a particular day in which I say now today I'm not trading, because it's normally not, it does not normally provide a lot of opportunities. No, every day is different in the markets. Some Mondays can be a lot very profitable, so you can't sit out just because you've been seeing that some Mondays are slow and Tuesdays. But for yesterday, as I've said, you had a bank holiday, so I was not looking to get involved. Also, when you have CPI, high impact news coming from the US, like CPI, FOMC, and the NFP release, I'm not getting involved in the markets on such days. Now, most of the time, this is normally the status of my trading days, just sitting and waiting patiently for setups. Now, I like this way of trading because I don't have to sit at the computer the entire day. Like, if I'm not like sort of live streaming or doing or if I'll not be doing a session with the members of the Discord community, then I normally just like look at the charts every maybe 30 minutes if I have some pairs on watch. If I don't have any pair on watch, then I'll just look at the charts after maybe every 1 hour, but mostly I just stick to 30 minutes, and it's just a quick glance, something that takes me less than 3 minutes. So in as much as I'm not taking a lot of trades, it's also a good thing. I don't know about the frequency of your trading. For me, I've come to realize that less is actually more in trading. The less trades you take, as long as you have a good risk reward, then you can be good. But if you like sort of take one-to-one trades, trades with a risk reward of 1-to-1, or even 1 to 0.5. I know some trading strategies have a very low win rate, but they have a higher strike rate and a higher frequency of trades. So it just depends on how you trade. Let me just take a quick look at what's happening on the other pairs. I don't expect a lot of movement. If we get sharp movement on one pair, then I'll probably look at the other pairs to see if we've also gotten the same move. So we are starting to get the sell-off on GJ, but this is not enough strength in the candle. So at this point in time, I want to see, because we've started to break this low. At this point in time, I want to see, I want to see how this candle is going to close, and then I'm going to also wait to see for the second candle to confirm momentum. But I do have to keep an eye on this. This is the pivot low I was looking at to start to look for shorts. We did break, but with a wick, we got a pullback here. Now we've continued. So since we broke this, now this is now my new pivot low, and I'm waiting to see. So what I'm looking for right now, if we are to start to look for short entries, is 2 strong bearish candles, at least 2 strong bearish candles. Or if this candle breaks it, and if it's not that strong, at least the next candle needs to be really strong. But we're starting to get the selling pressure, but not enough strength in the candles. So I still have to wait for confirmation of the strength of the sellers. So we wait for this candle to close and the next candle to confirm momentum. So let's just give that some time, wait for the second candle to close. Remember, I'm waiting to see if we can get a strong bearish candle close to start to look for pullback entries. Now, I'm also aware of this low. So if we get continuation of momentum, maybe up to this level, then the proximity to this support area over here is going to make me avoid taking the shorts, because I want to allow my trades to run as long as possible so that I can get a good risk reward. So if you are approaching a potential area of support, you might get some buying pressure. I don't like to take continuation entries.
Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Wanna see us crash.
The candle is currently bullish, but you have to wait for the candle to close. We might still continue to push lower.
Protect your name and just keep your word. Back to back with them all. I've been gassing and ducking the law, and I never wanna sit with y'all. I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. Baby, I'm a trendsetter. I'm trying to take this to a
So first of all, if this candle does not break the low of this candle, then this will be a counter trend move, a counter trend candle, and it will be very difficult for me to now continue looking for shorts, because I would have to wait again for price to break this low, the low of this candle with two candles. So we might check prices closer to this area here, and as I've said, I don't want to take continuation entries if we're this close to this potential area of support. I don't trade support and resistance, but I obviously know how to identify potential areas of support. I mean, I think every trader starts at some point by learning some support and resistance sort of type of trading or looking at the markets. So I just look at it from potential areas to where I can get some opposing price action. So it's just something I have to be aware of. It's not like I trade support and resistance specifically, but price action generally incorporates all these things. And so by there, if you actually want to get the ins and outs of the trading strategy in a way in which you can learn in a manner in your own pace and also with guidance, then I do have the link for the Discord community, where I can get a lot of the learning material, which I've also said that I'm currently shooting that, and you'll see it in the vlog, today's vlog. I'll incorporate some parts of I'll give you an insight into the Discord, community. But if not, we can still be trading for the first 2 hours of the London session right here on YouTube. I mean, if I do get trades, you will be able to take the same trades because I'll talk you through the setup. But the good thing about a Discord is, even when I'm not streaming, I've stopped streaming, and the market is still continuing to play out, I give continual updates in the Discord, and also get to do some group coaching some group trading sessions with the members in the Discord. So anyway, enough of that. So let's wait and see. For right now, did we break that low? since we broke the low. These are the low 470. 470 we did not break, but we also, this is no longer for me a counter trend candle because we at least touched the low of this previous candle. So I'm still waiting to see if we can get the strong bearish candle. Hopefully we get it. You get that bearish candle pushing us to maybe this level over here. I don't want to go too deep before I start to look for pullbacks, as I've said, because of the potential area of support here. Let me just take a quick look at what's happening on gold. If there's any movement, nothing. So with the NAS, I'm now waiting to see if we can break this low with two strong bearish candles. I still have a short bias on the NAS, nothing has changed, and actually still have a short bias on all the pairs. I've not seen contradictory price action. We're still waiting for the selling pressure to get into the market. The sellers have not yet taken control of the market. We need to see strong bearish candles.
Y'all, I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. Baby, I'm a trendsetter. I'm trying to take this to a whole nother level. Fly shit on me, I've been flocking with the fellas. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel, fucking with the mob life. It's the mob life, and mob ties with the mob life. Suited and we booted like it's televised.
What pairs do you guys have on watch for today's session? So we are just about to complete the first hour of the London session, which has been just slow. Still waiting for the sellers, waiting for the reversal of these trending markets. And as always say, you just have to be patient. Now with GJ, we did not get the continuation of momentum I was looking for. You can see this candle started pushing upwards, and this is actually a counter trend candle because we did not break this low. So for me, what I would anticipate on this pair is that we are going to get into some sort of a consolidation. Also said, now if we break this low, I would have been looking to see if we could take shots if we get strong selling pressure, but we will be approaching this potential area of support here. So for now, I have to leave GJ out of the London session pairs that I have on watch. We might check back during the New York session, but I don't see us getting any opportunities on GJ. We did not get the selling pressure I was waiting for. So for now, we just focus on gold, silver, the NAS, and the Nikkei. Now with gold, we've gotten a deeper pullback, as I was saying. Once you get markets that have traded for quite a while, we now start to get deeper pullbacks. And the thing with gold now is, this was the market is pushing higher, you're getting higher lows, higher highs. So you can see this, we push, you get that high, you get a pullback, this is the low, we get continuation, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Now the thing here to watch out for, especially if you're looking for longs, is the fact that we've actually broken this low, and this is a break of structure, meaning we are no longer getting higher highs and higher lows. So this will have been the low, and we've just broken it. Now this, for me, in case I was looking for longs, would have been the clearest warning sign that we are about to get the termination of the trend. So I'm expecting to see some sort of a consolidation for a while before we can get the strong selling pressure. So at this point in time, if we get selling pressure any moment from now, I'll be looking to see if we can get entries on the pullback.
Y'all, I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. Baby, I'm a trendsetter. I'm trying to take this to a whole nother level. Fly shit on me, I've been flocking with the fellas. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel, fucking with the mob life.
So for those joining the stream, we've now narrowed down the pairs on watch to just 4. And the thing is, all these pairs are very correlated in terms of the price action. So if we do get the set sell-offs on these pairs, it doesn't mean that I'll take every setup. I'll have to save and have maybe just 2 entries just because of managing risk. I don't want a lot of entries which are correlated, because if price is moving in a similar manner, if you take one loss on one pair, even though you've just risked maybe 1% on that trade, or depending on the amount of risk you like to risk per trade, that's not really the reality, because the other pairs will also move in the same direction or move with that particular pair. So in case you have, like for instance, now I have 4 pairs on watch. So if I do take all entries on the 4 pairs and I risk 1% per trade, then it just means that I actually have, instead of having 1% per trade, I actually have a risk exposure of 4% instead of 1% in one pair, because the market is very correlated. You can see just market price action is very similar. So If we do get a sell-off, and then we get a reversal and we don't get continuation of the push, then I'll probably get tagged out of all the trades. Now there is the other side in which you can look at the potential gains, but it's important not to be too greedy, because always think about the potential of losing the trade. Don't always look at the upside. So with actually, if I just take two trades now, for instance, if we get a setup on gold and on silver at the same time, and we don't get a setup on NAS and the JP225, I might take both trades, but they'll also have to be very, very high probability setups, both of them, and I might also take a reduced risk on one of the pairs. So in case I take a 1% risk on gold, I might take a 0.5% risk on silver, but I might also take just a 1% risk, but that is very rare. If you do get all maybe setups on all four pairs, I might limit myself to just two. I'll take two entries out of this particular four pairs, but that is very rare to happen. The good thing is, if we start getting the sell-offs, I have four pairs in which I can get an entry on, which increases my chances of being able to take a trade today if we get the sell-offs.
Y'all, I'd rather get it with me and my dogs. And I know that they want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. I'm trying to do better. I watch for the people with the vendettas. I listen to
that.
She said never settle. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel. Fucking
I trade crypto. What books are good on futures? I guess you mean trading future contracts on cryptocurrencies and assets. To be completely honest with you, I'm not sure I can recommend good books on futures trading, But what I normally say is price action concepts can be applied to any asset class that you trade. I'm trading CFDs, but if I was trading futures, I would still use the same analysis. Volume profile trading is powerful. Yeah, I guess I've seen people who actually volume trade. Now, what pairs do you have on watch for today's session? And by the way, are you trading futures only? Actually want to incorporate BTC USD. I want to actually start to trade BTC USD. I'll just need to do some in-depth backtesting sessions before. I can actually start to execute the trades. I would have started trading by the BTC USD a long time ago, but I'm just a little bit skeptical. But I can see most brokers nowadays have the BTC USD pair, which is a good thing. God bless you, my friend. Thanks, Mila, and welcome to the stream. So for me, actually just trade using price action, looking for imbalances in buying and selling pressure, just by looking at market structure and the candle formations. So let's just take a quick look at silver. Now with silver, I like the price action here. We're starting to get the ascending nature what I was talking about, where every time we break the high, we get sellers and we retrace. So you can see all along we've had a trending market. So after we broke this high, you can see we broke, then you can see even these two candles at the top, very, very weak candles, and then we get the retrace, we break again, we get the retrace again. So waiting to see how this candle is going to close, but probably it's going to be a counter trend candle. So we are getting the sort of market pushing upwards, getting a retrace, pushing upwards, getting a retrace, pushing upwards, and then we finally get the sellers taking control of the market after the buyers have been exhausted. So this is really ideal. So I may expect us to now in this sort of an ascending channel. And in case you're not able to identify this sort of price action using the candlesticks, I always say go to the line chart. You can see that sort of break, retrace that I'm talking about. It is very clear for you to see price action or market structure using the line chart. So for now, me right now on silver, I'm waiting to see if we can get now strong selling pressure. Then I'm going to wait for entries on the pullback. This will be really a high probability setup if you can get the entry trigger, and if you can get the sell-off, then the entry trigger. This will be a really, really nice trade. Hopefully you can get this sell-off during this hour. But if not, I'm still going to be patient, wait for the setup. Now you can see this sort of price action playing out across all the pairs, all the asset classes that you might trade. It's just about getting used to the price action so that you can be able to identify the different market cycles that you might be currently on, or trying to identify the structures, the market structure and price action on the particular pairs that you like to trade. Now this takes a lot of back testing, a lot of back testing, and also forward testing, and also just trading live and learning from the trades that you take. Let me just take a quick look at the NAS. So with the NAS, we are waiting to see how we're going to break this low. We want to see strong selling pressure breaking this low, then we can look for pullbacks. As I said, because we did not get the sustained push to the downside with this push, I was now expecting to see if we can get some sort of price hovering around this area for a while before we can start to look for strong selling pressure. Now, if we continue pushing higher, I'll still wait to see if we can get some signs of exhaustion, maybe as we continue pushing higher before I can look for reversals. At this point in time, I'm not looking for longs. On the JP225, we're also waiting to see if we can take shorts. And for the JP225 or the Nikkei, this is the low now. I want to see how price is going to break this low. If we break impulsively, I'm looking to see if I can get entries on the pullback. But the most clear setup for me right now is on silver, with this sort of an ascending nature at the top, showing me signs of exhaustion. Whenever you get this sort of an ascending channel or ascending nature, this is the sign of exhaustion I normally talk about after a market has trended upwards for quite a while. So for now, I'm really interested to see how we are going to break this low. Let me just show you. This is my pivot low I'm looking at right now. Waiting to see if we're going to get strong selling pressure breaking that low, then I can start to look for short entries on the first pullback. As I've said, I'm hoping we can get these setups during this hour. As I said at the start of the stream, I'm only looking to do 2 hours of the London session here on YouTube. I will be still active in the markets. So for updates, if you want to engage with me for the entire day, as I said, that we can engage in the Discord. That's where I'll be posting daily recaps, daily market forecast. In case I'm about to take a trade and maybe I'm not live, I'll also be engaging with the members in the Discord so that they can also take the same trades. But the thing about the Discord is it prepares you to be able to be an independent trader, to take your own trades. You don't have to. That's the ideal type of members I'd like to be in the trading community, in the traders community, because you really have to take initiative to become an independent trader. So you can get the tools for that in the Discord. Sorry about that. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat. how many of you guys by the trade futures and how many trade CFDs? Futures is starting to become a little bit popular, especially with the prop firms. The good thing about futures is you get really good execution with your trades. But it's just a little bit more complicated with compared to CFDs. But if you get used to it, I think you just need to learn how to position size. Once you get to learn how to position size the minis or the micro mini contracts, then I think you can still apply the same analysis you use on CFDs to trade futures. So the main thing I normally insist on is learning a particular type of strategy or a way to analyze the markets. Then you can use that to trade whichever asset class you want to trade. And listen, my most of my trading days are like this. A lot of patience. I could get in the stream and just for the sake of taking a trade right now, I can say because I'm looking for shorts, let me just take it right now and have a very wide stop. Like first take a short right now, I would say maybe just for the sake of taking a trade during the live, or maybe place a trade at that level. Right now, just short the market and have quite a big stop. Just aim for 1 to maybe 2. That's what I normally see most people who want to execute trades on the live normally do. They normally have a very wide stop, but I'm actually just executing trades as I normally would, following my trading plan. I'm not placing trades just for the sake of placing trades for the stream. In some cases, we'll be getting a few trades during the live streams, and in some cases, we'll just have to sit out and be patient. And as I've said, this trade might play out during anytime during the London session, or even during even as we head into the New York session. But at least whenever I get to do the London session, I give you guys a market focus for what I'm looking for, and we get to see if price is going to play out as we anticipate. If not, then we reassess. So as always, what I'd like to see for the impulsive push coming out of this ascending nature is 2 strong bearish candles. Then I can start to look for the pullback to take short entries. Now, price might start the sell-off and not present us with an opportunity to take our entries or provide us with our entry trigger, and that will be totally fine. Sometimes the market just moves without you. By the way, the good thing about today is I'm actually doing a vlog, as I've said. So even if you do get the setup after the live stream, I'll still include it in the video. So you'll be able to see how this price is going to play out either way. Let me just take a quick look at what's happening on the other pairs, just not to miss out on anything. This is just a quick glance that I need to do on pairs that I watch. So I'm still pushing higher. This is still the area that I'll be looking for. I'll be waiting to see for price to break this low before I can look to get involved with shorts on the NAS. Now on the JP225, I'm going to move this pivot a little bit higher, just because we've broken this high. Now it is in the Discord community where you'll be able to learn how I get to identify the pivot lows and the pivot highs. It's not something I can get into during the live stream. That's a lot of information that needs to be broken down in an organized manner. So just as it was in the start of the live stream or of the London session, I'm looking for shorts. Nothing has changed. Just waiting for the selling pressure to kick into the market or for the sellers to take control of the market. We still might have some buying pressure. I'm waiting for that buying pressure to be completely exhausted so that we can get a downtrending market. Now we might also settle into a range here for a while, but still my bias will be to take shorts unless we get into some sort of a consolidation. Unless after this consolidation we get very, very strong buying pressure taking prices higher, I might reconsider looking for longs, but with reduced risk. I won't place the normal risk I put on my high probability setups. Those will be more likely a valid setup. So the priority right now is on shorts on silver, gold, the NAS 100, as well as the JP225 or the Nikkei. I was just doing a quick look at volume profile trading. I wasn't quite sure what you meant at that point in time, but I had an idea. And my sense is that it is just sort of similar to price action in that we are actually looking for imbalances in buying and selling pressure. It's just that with the volume profile trading, I think you're using some indicators that show you potential supply and demand zones. So it really is just the same thing as me right now looking for shorts, because I can see exhaustion in buying pressure. So in your instance, maybe you might get to see this area here as supply zone or something like that. I don't want to get too deep into it because I'm just giving my opinion based on my understanding. Very, very limited understanding on volume profile trading. But it's really easy, just about looking for imbalances in buying and selling pressure, which is similar to what we look for whenever we are trading price action. Still waiting for the sellers to take control of this market. So just something to point out, you can see that I'm not like taking many trades, but what I look for is high probability setups that can give me a good risk reward. So whenever in case I take this trade, we get the setup, we have a lot of room for this trade to move. So let's just say we're able to get in at this level, maybe a pip, maybe a stop like that. So we might target this area. So although I don't have a specific TP, take profit, but you can see the potential 5.89 risk to reward ratio. Now this is why I normally don't take many trades, and even if I have a low strike rate, I'm not worried. So I can take many consecutive losses, but so if I take 4 trades in a row that are losses and I take one win like that, you can see that it covers all the losses and I'm even up by 1%. So if I take another trade, maybe even get a 3 risk reward, you can see how the odds will play out eventually. It's not about just one trade. You need to assess your performance maybe after 100 trades, then you can see if the trading strategy has an edge or not. So we just started to break this low, but we've not yet gotten the strong push I'm looking for. We initially broke with this candle. So for now, I'm looking just for, even if we get just one impulsive candle right now, because we've already broken the low, I'm looking to see if we can get continuation of momentum with a very, very strong bearish candle. If you get 2, that will be really ideal. But let's wait and see what you're going to get. We need to wait for the confirmation. I mean, if we get strong selling pressure, even you yourself will just be able to see it clearly on the chart. You can be able to see like this is a really strong, unique candle. It's this will probably be, if you get the strong bearish candle I'm looking for, it will be bigger than all the candles in this push, this sort of ascending channel or ascending nature. That's how you know you have an impulsive candle. So we might get these setups. We might get the setup or the sell-off any moment now. If not, we are still going to just be patient. I still have a short bias on all the pairs, so nothing has changed. It's just about waiting for the bias to get exhausted, and this was the sign for me that buying pressure was getting exhausted. So I want to see a strong bearish candle, then I can start to look for the pullback entries. As I've said, this particular entry will have quite some distance to run, so it has a potential of being a really good risk reward trade if we do get the setup. As I always say, this is a game of patience. Waiting for the right setup or for price to come to your area rather than forcing issues. It will be very easy for me right now to say that we already have the ascending nature. Let me just take the short so that I don't miss out on the move to the downside. I can just take a short right now. I can say let me take the short and have my stop at that level. But for me, I have to follow my trading plan, wait for this selling pressure to confirm that the buying pressure has been exhausted and we're about to get a trending market. Then we'll start to look for the pullback entries. I'm more of a trend following trader. I guess if you were to take a trade on the break of this, like maybe even a trend line, this lower trend line, now that we've broken this candle, you could have taken this trade as a reversal trade, but that is not how I trade right now. I actually do have a reversal setup, but I'm not executing it on the intraday right now. That is a setup I only execute on the swing approach. And in this lives, I focus on the intraday strategy where we get to get in and out of trades within a few hours. So we did get the candle close, but as I've always said, as I said before, I'm waiting for an impulsive candle. This is not impulsive. It's just pushing lower. We've not yet gotten the commitment from the sellers that I want to see. So let's wait and see how this candle is going to close. Let me just take a a quick look, just a quick glance, just not to miss out on anything on the other pairs. So we are still pushing higher, but as I said, nothing has changed. I'm still looking for shorts. So right now, this particular NAS 100, because we've broken this high, I'm waiting to see if we can get a pullback. Then we start that breaking the highs, retracing, breaking the highs, retracing, breaking the highs before we got the sell-off. Alternatively, we might also just settle into some sort of a range before we get the selling pressure. But either way, I'm looking for shorts on the NAS. Let me see quickly on the JP225. Nothing has changed on the JP225. Still waiting to see how we're going to break this low. We're going to break impulsively. Look for shorts on the pullback. But for now, let's focus price action on silver, which is the clearest price action I can see. So we are approaching the close of the second hour. We might need to wait a little bit longer for the sellers to come into the market and take control. But I've already given you guys my forecast for the London session on this pair and on the other 3 pairs that I have on watch. With the currencies, we need a little bit more development. We'll look to see if we have clearer price action during the New York session. But let me just take a quick glance at what's happening on the DXY. So still messy price action, starting to push higher, but you're heading towards this potential area of resistance here. So all the dollar denominated pairs, I'm not even looking to get involved. I might get involved with the shorts on Euro JPY, because just like with the other pairs, let me just do a quick breakdown. We've gotten outside of this consolidation area and we've pushed upwards. Now we didn't have a lot of conviction in the buying pressure. This is not an ideal trending market that I'd like to get involved with, but this move either way was during actually the London session, and so we might actually I'll be looking to see if we can get shorts on Euro JPY. We've gotten a little bit more development in price. So just similar to the other the other indices and commodities, I'll see if we can get continuation of momentum. Then look to see if we can get signs of exhaustion before we can short. But we still need a little bit more time on this. But you can see here on the right, although I don't like to go too back in time, we have some potential resistance area here. So I actually have to include Euro JPY on my watch list. Let me take a quick look at Audi JPY. I'll also have to look at shorts on Audi JPY. So at the start of the London session, we were around here. Now we did get continuation entry. Got actually a continuation entry here. This was actually a missed trade. Actually missed this trade. So this would have been my end with a stop. This would have been a trade running at around 1.84. But I'm not sure if the reason I did not take this trade is, as I usually say, don't think I would have taken this trade. So I won't consider it a missed trade because we've pushed upwards for quite a while. I don't like to get involved in such things, but nah, this is a missed trade. Let me not convince myself. We had this strong push to the upside, and that we got in the pullback. Anyway, right now I won't be looking for longs anymore on these yen pairs. So I'm looking for shorts. Let's see how we're going to break outside of this consolidation on New Zealand JPY. I was looking for shorts on GJ at the start, and this is mainly the thing that got me to miss this Euro JPY trade, because I was looking for shorts on pound JPY. Now I don't expect this Euro JPY trade to continue running for much longer, or this New Zealand JPY trade to continue, Audi JPY trade to continue running for much longer. So I'll look to see if we can get signs of exhaustion here, then we can take shorts. But let's look at what's happening on silver. As I say, today looked like a day in which you could get a lot of good price action. This trade sort of hurts. I've missed the trade. But I don't think I would have actually locked in profits on this, because I'd like to lock in profits starting from 2, but at this point in time, while this trade would have been running at 1.59, I would have moved my stops to break even. So this would have been a trade running risk-free, but I did not take this trade, just to be clear. So the area where I would have been looking to manage the trade would have been at this, if I was to lock in profits, would have been below this sort of pullback. That will be 1 to 1, and I don't lock in profits at anything less than 2. That's just how I give my trades enough room to move, because I'm looking for high risk reward trades. I noticed that if I lock my risk maybe to, if I start locking profits at maybe 1%, then most of the time I get tagged out, and then price continues to push, which is not ideal. So that's why I've limited my first area where I like to lock in profits at 2% or 2 risk reward. So anyway, since I missed that trade, I'm not going to chase the market right now and look to see if I can get longs. If you missed the trade, you stay out of the trade, and you just I'll do my ASR at the end of the day, and just note this down as a missed trade. But I'm also going to look at it properly, because in hindsight, when I can look a little bit, I don't see a lot of strength in this push. So it might just not be a missed trade, but if I was to take this trade, it would have been a valid trade at best. Let me just say that it will not be a high probability trade, because, as I said, the high probability trades is when we've gotten a market that has been trending lower, then we get exhaustion, whether it be in an ascending channel or just market pushing sideways. Then we get the push to the upside. My high probability setups are during this first pullback after this initial impulse coming out of a consolidation area. So this would have been a valid trade at best, because you are getting involved after the market had trended upwards also for quite a while. So actually this is not something that is not a trade that I should classify as a missed trade. Anyway, let me focus on price action on silver. We've not gotten the continuation of momentum I was waiting for. We've broken outside of this ascending nature, but you can see not with the strength I'm looking for. So I have to move my pivot low now to this low of this candle and wait to see if we can get a very strong impulsive selling pressure coming out of this price action here. So we'll see if I can get pullback entries. Have you guys taken any trades today? And what pairs do you have on watch? So from this price action that I'm seeing right now, we might need to be a little bit more patient and wait for the sell-offs. Nothing has changed. I'm still looking for shorts on silver. I'm looking for shorts on gold. Although we can see with gold, we are pushing lower. Already broke down the price action on gold very clearly, especially when we got this deep pullback. And I broke down the reasons why I did not expect to get continuation of momentum or continuation of the trend. We've gotten the reversal, but it's not ideal price action for me. I'd prefer to see some sort of a consolidation. If you get the sell-off on gold and you get the sell-off on silver, the high probability setup will be on silver. I'm still looking for shorts on the NAS. This is the low I'm still looking at, waiting to see how we're going to break this low. And on the Nikkei, I'm also looking for shorts, and we might get it anytime. We might get the selling pressure anytime now. I'm waiting to see how we're going to break this low. So just as it was at the start of the session, I'm looking for shorts on all the pairs that I have on watch today, and I've actually added Euro JPY. Looking for shorts. You can see we've started to push upwards as I was anticipating. So we just started pushing upwards, break and getting immediate pullbacks, pushing upwards, getting immediate pullbacks before we get sellers taking control of the market. Or also we can just settle into some sort of a range before we get the selling pressure. So as we head into the rest of the trading day, that is my forecast for today. So we just hit 2 hours, which was the intended session time frame for the London session. You can already see I'm starting to get tired. But as I said in the beginning of the stream or during the stream, like, if you want to work with me directly or trade with me, get updates from me throughout the day, then the Discord will be available. The link to the Discord application is in the description box. So for those of you who want to be trading with me, especially the New York session, I want to keep the New York sessions to the private Discord, just trading the New York session in the private Discord. Now with the New York session, I only trade the first 3 hours of the New York session. So that will be from 3 p.m. Kenyan time to 6 p.m. And the good thing about that is that when I do trade the live session in the Discord, every trade that I take during the New York session will be taken in the Discord, because after 6 p.m. I stop trading, and so that will be really ideal. But there's also a lot to look forward to in the Discord, with a lot of the learning material that will help you understand price action, so that you can be able to follow along in this live streams in case you're struggling, and we'll be able to take similar trades, and over time you'll be able to be an independent trader and take your own trades. Now, I don't know if you guys have any questions. Now, as I said, also I'm currently doing a vlog, so I will include updates on the price action. In case we get the sell-offs and I take the trade, I will include it in the vlog or mini vlog, so that you'll be able to see exactly how price played out. Now, I'll try to be back for the New York session for at least the first 1.5 hours or 1 hour, but most likely than not, I'll be back for tomorrow's London session. As I've said, those who want to get continual updates and trade with me, we can do it in the Discord. So unless you guys have any questions, I think I'll have to end the stream. Today I actually have to head over to the gym right now. I'm stacking my days with 2 workouts. Today I went for the morning run, so I have to do strength workout in the gym. So it's a hybrid training, which is something I'm trying out. So I'll try to rush to the gym, workout, then I'll see if I'll be able to do the New York session. But I'm working, I still have a lot of work to do on the learning content for the Discord, so I might have to focus on that for the afternoon. But as I said, if you want to work directly with me, we have the link in the description box. So because I don't see any questions, I'll see you guys tomorrow during the London session, same time, same place. Have a good and amazing trading day. It's in the description box. Cannot see the Discord link. It's in the description box. It's actually an application to join the waitlist. Just have a few questions you'll have to answer to fill out the form, and then I'll get back to you. Let me just confirm if the link is there. Or let me send the link to you directly if it's not.
It's the mob life and mob ties with the mob life. Suited and we booted, suited and we booted like it's televised. Suited and we booted, suited.
Yeah, the link is there, the Typeform link, just at the start of the description. Have you been able to see the link? I can send it to you.
Guess like Margiela. I ride with the mob just like a good fella. God protect me, I was born a sinner. I could lose it all, but I was born a winner. Bad with the mob. I've been gassing and ducking the law, and I never wanna sit with y'all. I'd rather get it with me.
Have you been able to see the link?
They want us to fall, but they don't even know us at all. I don't want no fake love, cause you know I can't trust at all. I'm trying to do better. I watch for the people with the vendettas. I listen to mama, she say never settle. I wanna see time through a whole new bezel, fucking with the mob life. It's the mob life and mob ties with the mob life.
Okay, so just fill out the form, then we'll see if you can connect in the Discord. Either way, for now, I hope you guys have an amazing trading session, and we'll link up again tomorrow, same time, same place. Adios.